What's going on, guys? Mickle here. In this video, I want to show you guys something insane that I found on Twitter last night. This convinces me more than ever that this entire Ripple SEC case was staged. It was all a setup to bring clarity to the market. One of the things that has made me more convinced than ever that this lawsuit was planned from the start was the fact that various private organizations and individuals were predicting the Ripple SEC case before it was ever made public. This was one of the most interesting things I have seen since I started following this case, because it didn't make any sense why all these different people, all these different organizations were predicting this case before it was even released to the public. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what I saw last night that makes me think more than ever this lawsuit was all a plan to create a standard for the cryptocurrency market. Guys, there was also some brand new filings in the SEC case. We're also going to get into that. Make sure you stick around for that. Guys, if you are new to this channel or come here all the time, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out so much in the YouTube algorithm, and it's completely free for you guys. If you guys do not have an Uphold account already, make sure to sign up using the link in the description below. With that said though, let's jump right into it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Guys, I want to start this video out with this tweet from Eleanor Terriot because I believe it is such a simple way of demonstrating how absurd, how insane this entire Ripple SEC case really is. So right here we have from Eleanor Terriot, latest from the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell on crypto. Existing regulations were not built with digital currencies in mind. There will have to be new rules, laws, and frameworks to deal with digital currencies. And I responded to this, as Gary Gensler would say, the rules are very clear. Guys, this is the biggest joke. This is the biggest absurdity about this entire SEC case. The SEC is trying to tell Ripple that they should have known all the way back in 2013 that they weren't following the laws and that XRP was a security. Yet now we have all these different federal agencies like the Federal Reserve, different members of Congress, the CFTC, and all these other massive governmental organizations coming out and saying we need clear rules for crypto. Well, both can't be true. The SEC clearly knows there are no clear rules in this market. How could there be? No one thinks there is clear rules besides Gary Gensler, and yet Ripple is being sued based on the fact that they should have known the rules that never even existed. This entire lawsuit is a sham, and what I'm going to show you later in this video, it is very likely, in my opinion, that the whole purpose of this lawsuit was to create the clarity that this industry desperately needs. Guys, you guys need to stick around for that. Let's keep moving though. I want to quickly go over the newest development in the Ripple SEC case. So the SEC's request for an extension of time was granted in a text-only order, and this had to do with the individual defendants. It didn't actually have to do directly with the Ripple case. These two cases are running parallel to one another. One has to do with charges against Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. The other has to do with Ripple. At the end of the day, they all revolve around XRP being a security or not. I want to point out that this delay was only about a week. This case has been going on for over a year now. I don't think it's a big deal, and John Deaton agreed. He said this extension is a big deal in form, but not in substance. We would have loved to see it denied because, of course, we are all so sick of the SEC getting these extensions. It seems like no matter what, they always get the case extended every single time they ask. But at the end of the day, it's only a week. It's more of an annoyance than anything else, and this has been brought up a lot, but I think it's more likely than anything else that the SEC is getting these extensions right now because the court wants to simply hand them over a couple wins, give them some extra time, so at the end of the day when they lose, it is all the more obvious that they had every chance they got and they have nothing to appeal. Time is the SEC's only weapon. They have zero evidence, they have not brought any good points to the court, and they are using this time right now, these extensions, to try to draw something out of Ripple. What exactly the SEC is trying to get out of Ripple, we don't exactly know. But one thing we do know for sure is the SEC is on defense right now, and the only thing they have is these delays. The fact that the only thing the SEC is winning on is these delays should really make us happy, because they aren't winning this lawsuit on any merits. They are stuck on defense, and if these are the wins that they are getting, I don't think we should be too worried. At the end of the day, it's only a week, and it's not going to make a difference in the grand scheme of things. Now, I wanted to read this to you guys real quick. This is from Ashley Prosper, and she's been doing a really good job of summarizing everything we're looking at going forward. I just wanted to read this to you quick, and then we're going to get into what I really wanted to show you. So, the schedule for summary judgment is due on April 22nd. Between now and then, Ripple has to answer the SEC's complaint and propose any additional discovery. The SEC has to answer 776 interrogatories and propose any additional discovery. So pretty much with this extension, Ripple and the SEC have to talk a little bit more about what material they need for the individual's case that was recently delayed. Only a week. They're going to talk about a little more what each party needs to pursue the individual's case. We wait on the orders for the SEC's motions on partial DPP reconsideration. SEC saying we don't want to hand over the emails and the Estabrook notes when the SEC told Brad Garlinghouse XRP was not a security, as well as an order on the motions to strike Dr. Mess's supplemental expert report, all of which Ripple should win. The end is in sight. So there are a lot of big decisions that I believe are going to come at the end of this week, maybe the end of March. Once these decisions get decided on by the court, we should be on high alert for settlement, because if Ashley is right and Ripple does win most of these arguments, the SEC is going to be running out of real estate. They are going to be pushed up against the wall, and their delays aren't going to get them much further, because they are going to be terrified to hand over any of these documents in question. We'll see how it goes, but overall, I think that we have some super exciting months ahead of us. Hopefully weeks, but who knows with how long this case has been drawn out already. Now, this next thing I want to show you, and this is what really spurred my interest. You have these massive trade organizations like the Blockchain Association, Coin Center, all these different cryptocurrency lobbying firms that are supposed to lobby for the entire industry. Yet, one thing that has really pissed me off and made me mad was the fact that all these public speakers for these agencies, and these agencies in general, refuse to talk about the Ripple SEC case. It's like, this is the biggest thing going on in crypto right now, and you guys won't even open your mouth about it. What is that about? Now, I was always under the impression that they weren't talking about it because they were Bitcoin maxis, they were Ethereum maxis, and while I do believe that's true, I think they might have actually been told specifically not to talk about the case, and you guys are not going to believe what I dug up on Twitter last night. Most of these tweets from these people, interestingly enough, have been deleted, but I was able to pull up some gems, and I think these tell a lot about how planned this entire Ripple SEC case really was. So this tweet from Jake right here was just him talking about the SEC. He is constantly talking about the SEC, but seems like he's not allowed to mention Ripple. So I started digging into some people in these different organizations, and things started to get very interesting when I got to Perry Ann of the Digital Chamber. Now, she is another person who just over the last couple years has refused to talk about Ripple and XRP. And like I said before, I thought this was just a thing where they didn't like XRP, they didn't want to talk about it because they were Bitcoin and Ethereum maxis. But as I dug into some of the old tweets, I started to realize that these people did know about Ripple and XRP. And not only that, but they knew about Ripple and XRP back in 2013 and were supporters of Ripple and XRP. So why aren't these people talking about it now? This is one of the most significant cases in crypto history, and these organizations who are supposed to represent crypto are silent. So what I found was shocking. Back on October 8th, 2020, and mind you, October 8th was about 3 months before the Ripple SEC case was dropped publicly. So this is before anyone was supposed to know about it. And she tweeted out, XRP is not a security. Why are you saying that if it's never even in question? This is before the case was released. So why are we talking about whether or not XRP is a security? Do you know something that other people don't? I said, okay, something is very interesting is going on. This was before the Ripple SEC case. Is this all a show? Why are people talking about a case that hasn't even happened yet? It's almost like certain players, certain parties were informed that this was going to be coming down the road. And I've showed you guys in the past different players, different lawyers predicting this case, and Gary Gensler did it too. It seems like all these different people thought it was obvious that XRP was going to be in this position, but I want to know, why did they all know about this? And if we keep moving, Digital Asset completely agrees. He says this goes into my All a World's a Stage file. And I just can't wrap my head around the fact that all these different organizations, Gary Gensler, who just ended up at the SEC, these different trade organizations who apparently knew this case was coming, but now won't talk about it. Where does this come from? How do we end up at this point unless it's all a show? And I want to keep moving. And this girl, Perry Ann, who's the head of the Chamber of Digital Commerce, was tweeting out back in 2015 how exciting Ripple was and its partnership with Banco Santander. And I tweeted out, I have a feeling organizations such as the Digital Chamber and Perry Ann DC were specifically told not to talk about the Ripple case. It's the only way their silence now would make any sense. Think, if you were such a big fan of this company and they were in a suit that was defining all of crypto, why are you silent other than the fact that you were told, do not talk about this, it's gonna end up like this is being used as a standard, it's not a punishment. And I want to point out to you guys that why would this be a standard? Well, the SEC isn't suing a bad company. We have seen through these court filings, Ripple has done everything they can to be the good guys, be on the right side of history, and yet they got attacked in a case that it seems like the SEC seemingly can't win. And it's because it was never about winning. It was about creating a standard because Congress wasn't doing it and the US needs a digital currency strategy. Now, the last thing I saw was this from Perry Ann back from 2013. Literally, when Ripple was founded and it said next generation of Bitcoins with Ripple, this video was deleted from Twitter. I said, these people who now refuse to talk about XRP clearly understand its power. This is all a show. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this video. For now, Mickle out.